Ladies and gentlemen, the third match of the evening is 1 fall, 20-minute time limit. It is for the Southern State Ladies title. And our first challenger is the Glamour Girl, Gabby Gilbert. And our opponent, the champion of the Southern State Ladies title, Misty James. Our official again is Ryan Anderson.
And look at the way that Gabby Gilbert, wait a minute, she's just taking the championship. It doesn't work like that. I mean, that's a tactic you would see from Bo James.
Jonathan, with all due respect, she has the right to see if that's the way how she wants to wear the belt. For her, that's a future potential accessory item, and you can see by the way she's dressed, she loves to accessorize. You gotta give the wild card credit.
Absolutely, and a wild card she is. Let me tell you about some of her background as Ryan Anderson gets this match started. I mean, this woman has been in Mexico. She's the first women's champion in the history of Maryland. She's a two-time WSU Tag Team Champion. She's the current holder of the DWOW Tag Team Champion. And she's held the NWA World One Tag Team Champions, and it's the first girl to do that. So I think Misty James...
Well, one of the first two anyway.
Yeah, and I tell you, Misty James is going to have her hands full here, and that's why I was saying if Misty James is victorious, maybe a shot against Tasha Shimon is not out of the cards, defeating such a strong opponent as Gabby Gilbert. But to do that, she must get past Gabby here this evening.
Easier said than done. Gabby Gilbert really cinching in that side headlock. And Misty James fighting for all she's worth to try to push her off. She had to use the ring ropes to do it, but Gabby coming off with a head of steam and a big-time shoulder block knocks her down. Off the ropes again, goes under Misty James, ducks the leapfrog, but Misty James with a drop toe hold, and she's got the legs hooked up, and she is going for a submission maneuver, but Gabby Gilbert grabbed a hold of the ropes, but Misty James pulling her back square center.
I can't believe that. I mean, usually Misty James would break the hold, and Gabby Gilbert, great ring presence by her to grab the ropes.
Well, Jonathan Styles, let's call a spade a spade. High-profile contest. You ain't got time to be a sportsman with this much on the line. Everyone is watching you right now.
Absolutely, the world is watching online through internet pay-per-view. And is Gabby Gilbert going for the gift of gab, that crossface that she is famous for?
Right now, she appears to be softening up Misty James, taking that arm apart. That's going to make it easier to cinch that crossface in later on, though.
And a pulling of the hair.
She let go. She let go.
And speaking of...
Very sportsmanlike.
And I got to wonder about...
Again, still sportsmanlike.
Stephen, I want to get to the point just a moment. You were talking about Misty getting her hands on her husband. I wonder, is this still weighing heavy on her mind? Everything that Bo James has said against her in the previous weeks.
Well, Misty's out here to prove that she's as valuable as her husband, and good luck to her on that one. I've met very few men in my life as respectable as Bo James, with as many worthwhile things to say as Bo James has to say. But Misty James, if that's her goal in life, is to live up to the same standard as her husband, then I have to pat her on the back for that one.
Stephen, you got a little something on your nose you might want to take care of there.
It's called credibility. You don't know what that is, do you?
Speaking of being credible, Misty James being very credible now as she continues to work on Gabby Gilbert.
Very nicely done. Almost a modified Japanese arm drag there. And you can see the way that Gilbert was holding her shoulder there. Definitely effective.
Gabby Gilbert trying to take a little break, but Ryan Anderson trying to get the match restarted as well he should. Unless Gabby Gilbert wants to throw in the towel here and say that the match is over.
Not going to happen. I mean, really. She's biding her time. And look, it turned out pretty well for her.
That needed the breadbasket, and Misty James takes her to her hands and knees as she's using the ropes to choke out Misty James there.
Well, we talk about on the bat of an eyelash, Misty James too busy batting those big pretty eyes of hers at the fans. Gabby Gilbert saw her head turn for a second, and she about knocked it off her shoulders.
And Gabby Gilbert now in complete control of this matchup as she continues to work on that same arm, wearing it down for possibly the gift of gab, that crossface, as you suggested, Stephen.
1, 2, 3.
And Gabby Gilbert is doing a fantastic job of tying up Misty James.
And I tell you, Gabby Gilbert very intelligently picking a body part and taking it apart like the veteran that she is.
And look at the way she's working over the arm of Misty James with a series of uppercuts and jabs while holding on to that wrist lock and that knuckle lock.
Is she going for the gift of gab? No! Pin! 2!
She is an artist out there. Look at the way she holds on to everything and transitions almost seamlessly from one move to the next. You know, we've seen Misty James out here against a lot of women, Jonathan. But I've got to say, for my money, Gabby Gilbert, she may be the most dangerous of them all so far.
Well, I mean, look at the list of accomplishments that I put out there, and she just continues to work on that arm. I mean, not going after any other body part, but just staying on top of Misty James. And I gotta say, in my professional opinion, this is Misty James' toughest battle to date that she has experienced here since coming to Mountain State Wrestling. And look at the way she's just stretching Misty out there. Oh my God. Just no break there for Misty James.
Gabby sending her off the ropes, meets her with a vicious running back elbow. And you know, the fans who typically love Misty James, they're taking a shine to Gabby.
And I gotta be a little surprised there because usually Misty's the, oh my God! What a painful hair pull maneuver.
Standing on the hair of Misty James and lifting her up by her upper body. That feels bad in so many ways.
How would you know? Anyway, no, wait a minute, is Misty gonna get the pin here? No!
And Gabby Gilbert having words with the referee. Misty James still in a schoolboy from behind. Near fall. Gabby Gilbert, though, still in this one. A lot of fight left in that girl. Not going to be deterred by a surprise roll-up.
Well, you never know. I mean, Misty can just to steal from Gabby a wild card out and get that pin and continue to retain her
wild card.
And by the way, if you'd like to learn a little more about Gabby Gilbert, you can go to www.gabbygilbert.com, where I'm sure if she's victorious, we'll have photographs of her with that new Southern States Women's Championship.
She's going to be auctioning off handfuls of Misty James' hair the way things are looking.
Now, reverse chinlock applied as Gabby Gilbert slows down the pace of this match to curry her favor. Misty trying to... What is the gabbiness of Gabby Gilbert? Yeah, she's losing focus out there, in my professional opinion. Wait a minute.
Well, Gabby Gilbert taunting Misty James, but that seems to only be lighting a fire. A series of elbows to the midsection sends Gabby off the ropes, and this time it's Misty James taking down Gabby Gilbert with a shoulder block. And a forearm smash to the back, and another one. And a front face lock. Gabby doing everything she can to maintain a vertical base. Misty James doing everything she can to utilize that vertical advantage, but Gabby using her weight advantage to force Misty into the corner there, and some battering ram shots. Shots to the crowd, and a double chop to the chest.
And just measuring her. Shut.
And Misty James has got to be feeling frustrated.
Oh my, did you hear the chop by Misty James?
Whoa, definitely heard that one. I think everyone heard it.
I tell you what, those chops are really intense. I've been on the cutting edge of one of those once and broke open a bunch of capillaries, and they're extremely painful.
Misty James with a snapmare out of the corner on Gabby Gilbert. Puts her dead center in the middle of the ring.
And now a reverse chinlock applied by Misty James.
Misty James very wisely trying to slow things down. She absorbed a lot of punishment early on, and she could use the rest right now from running around the ring and just hold on to Gabby Gilbert and wear her down. Maybe she can level out this playing field.
And that great ring presence by Gabby Gilbert to know exactly where to be to grab the ropes, to break up the hold.
Well, you don't rack up your accolades by not doing your homework in your off time.
Absolutely, and Gabby Gilbert now being the aggressor that she can be. Great Irish whip by Gabby Gilbert, measuring.
And Gabby, head of steam.
Are we going to see sunshine and rainbows by Gabby Gilbert.
Not at the moment, but that big charge nonetheless very effective.
Both women worse for wear after that maneuver.
Gabby Gilbert, definitely the most colorful and possibly the most skilled opponent that Misty James has faced since coming to Mountain State Wrestling. And what a contest you're seeing today, women wrestling fans.
Absolutely, and look at Gabby Gilbert just getting right on top of Misty James. Setting her up again. For those of you who don't know what Sunshine and Rainbows is, it's a combo in the corner that Gabby Gilbert is famous for. It is
forearm smash, off the ropes, butt smash. One more time off the ropes.
Sunshine and Rainbows it is. And Gabby Gilbert a little upset at the fans for not being able to get behind that maneuver that she is so famous for.
Pinfall attempt by Gabby. 2 count only. But she has really put the hurt into Misty James right now.
Yes, she is.
Sends her off the ropes. Misses with the clothesline. James ducks. James nails her with that clothesline. Lying in wait. Gabby walks into a big shoulder block. Misty James once again lying in wait, waiting for Gabby Gilbert to get back up to her feet. Sweeps the leg out from under her.
Penny combination.
Over. I think that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I can't believe it, Jonathan Sells. I thought Gabby Gilbert had this one wrapped up.
So did I, but it shows you